I was an ocean once. I let you drift there as you please. And one high tide day it left you gasping, washed up in my sheets. I was a fire once. I let you stay warm in my heat. And you crossed the line one windy day and I laughed too hard. I say I laughed too hard. Yeah, I laughed too hard. Still have your ashes in my teeth. A house the man comes home to after a long day of honest work, or the house he does not come to after long hours. The house he marked the floor with mud from outside and you just finished mop. Or the house where he leaves his shoes at the door like his mother taught him under a stern watch. The house he has refused your money for. The house that is too big and empty when he is away and too small when he picks up that blasted drum or bass guitar or another business webinar on the laptop. The house that is his island paradise getaway. The house he finds God in and loves her over homegrown food and lusty incense and other languaged music. The house where he sits on the front step and you bring him mint tea on a full moon evening. The house full of silences that are sacred. Or the house full of quiet that is also a quarrel gone mute in the mouth of compromise. The ocean, where the gorgeous sunrise wakes up the sandflies too, and the red bumps are not ever romantic. The ocean that his unfamiliar body did not know how to stay afloat in. The ocean that is a cure for all wounding and ego and obia. The ocean that he did not tire of stroke or swim or staying. The ocean that was a repeated dream of a tsunami twice a month. The river he left the ocean for. The ocean, the body of water that heals herself always. The fire that tries to tame itself for the sake of the wood that keeps it fed. The fire that he is drawn to like any sinister butterfly is. The fire that cleans the unsavory things with her tongue. The fire that ran through the forest like a woman scorned and searching. The fire that keeps all the ashes for memory's sake. The fire that God spoke through with her list of thou should nots, and then he did. The fire that flooded the face of the earth with all this red joy gone free in the belly. The fire we honor today and call her the sun. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. So there's a lot of feminine energy in the room, so I have this poem that is, for the women in here. Everybody, not everybody, all the women here are women identifying people. Most of us have these things that happen to us every month, the eighth wonder of the world called the period. So I have this poem that addresses the Virgin Mary. On my way to the medicine cabinet this month, I think to myself that there must be a lady of the cramps, or a mother of the menstruation, or a blessed virgin of the bleeding millions, or some hidden title that the Vatican is too dainty or male-driven to use to publicly refer to the Mother of Christ. The pale blue Immaculate Madonna is the most sympathetic of all the murals in my mother's house. It is the most gigantic piece of artwork my mother has ever spent money on. And I look at it like, you must know how this feels because, well, you had a body, and well, a virgin one at that. A pomegranate stomach with blessed fruit, holy seeds and such. But the monthly part, did you have that too? I mean, God chose you, right? And I don't know if you having that would have made you unclean or unfit to bear his child or too undignified a vessel for a Messiah. I mean, all over the Bible, they talk about women with issues of blood and unclean discharge, and they need to sacrifice a pigeon at the temple on the 7th day to be on good terms with God again. And I don't know if he would bend the rules like that and use such a filthy place like the birth canal of a woman for his only child. And I'm not trying to be rude, I'm honestly asking, did you have the same lancing womb, the same nauseating spell of overproduced saliva pooling your mouth, the blackout migraines, the back pain so that you could barely sit, or watching your body expand itself beyond your most loose-fitting clothes, the sore chest, the ability to feel your heartbeat all the way down in your foot, the realization that herbal tea doesn't really work. Did you have that too? I mean, the church has saints for chicken farmers, for seasickness, for ammunition workers, for friggin' Romania. And out of 8,000 of all of those canonized people, there are no patron saints for menses. And well, blessed are you among women. So I would take this to mean that you took on the responsibility of being the missing link. And I know you talk to him a lot still. Yeah, to God. Like all the time. Think you might be able to negotiate something along the lines of the whole curse on Eve scenario. I mean, that was a while ago. And well, you came so that well, we wouldn't have this anymore, right? I mean, you stood up on the moon when you appeared out in Mexico. And I always thought that moment was kind of political, like down with the cycle, sort of. If not, though, if not, just please just ask him on behalf of me and, well, the entire female population from the planet that you came from, if, well, we could just not have this anymore. Or please just tell him I was curious or something. Thanks. Amen. Amen. Thank you.